It's story time. It's story time. Come on, gather around because it's story time. Welcome to the story time with me. We're gonna read books. We're gonna have some laughs. We're gonna smile today. We're gonna have a lot of laughs because it's story time with Nina. Story time with Nina. Story time with Nina. Story time with.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, hi. I'm sorry. I was just looking around at all the cool things that are in my room. Like a rainbow and a bird and flowers. It's all this wonderful stuff that's made up of really cool stuff. All is really important. In fact, I'd say it matters. You know what else matters? You matter. It's so true. You know what's really magical? All that stuff that floats up in the sky that's like pixie dust or magical fairy dust, all the particles that make us all who we are and what we do. And that's you, and that's me. We're all made of this wonderful thing called matter, and we, in fact, matter. We are important. You are important. Yes, you are. So today's is a 100% celebration of you to remind you that you do matter. Yes, you do. You know what else matters? Science. And that's another thing we're going to celebrate today. Science matters. That's like a deep cut. Like that's like a layered on top of this. I love layers. I'm wearing them now because it's cold winter months. Okay, so today we're reading this beautiful, beautiful book called You Matter by Christian Robinson. Now, this book has a lot of opportunity after the episode to go beyond the book, and I hope you do. We'll talk about that after the episode, after the book a little bit, but make sure you are ready for fun and fabulousness as we celebrate Christian Robinson's book, You Matter. For anyone who isn't sure if they matter, I'm here to tell you, you do. Look at this, our first picture. There's a little girl looking in a microscope, and she can see all of those things. If you look at that illustration that right next to the little girl in the microscope, that's we're looking down, like we get to look in the microscope with the little girl. And it's like looking down at the microscope and we see the small stuff too small to see. And she's staring right at that small stuff that's too small to see. Right here, all that small stuff that's too small to see. From particles and molecules and things, chemicals that make us up, and all the cool things, the particles that make us up. So the small stuff, too small to see. Those who swim with the tide and those who don't. Look at this. This is a great picture. So all these wonderful fish who swim together, they matter. But so does this little fish who likes to swim on their own. They also matter. So you can be in a group and matter, or you can be by yourself and matter. But you always matter. The first to go and the last. You matter. You can see there's the first one to walk and the last one pulling up the train. You matter, whether you're first or last. When everyone thinks you're a pest, you know what that is? That's a mosquito. And people think mosquitoes are like, oh, bugs, a mosquito. Make my skin itchy. You know what? When everyone might think that you're a pest, or when something is just out of reach. And look, it looks like that our friend the dinosaur got stung on the tail by our friend the mosquito. Yikes! Like that itches. It really itches. So even if something is just out of reach, guess what? Even when everyone is too busy to help, you know what? Say it with me, friends at home. You matter. So let me just go back and take that again. So when everyone thinks you're a pest, or when something is just out of reach, when everyone is too busy to help, you matter. And so that dinosaur's got he's got an itch on his tail, and all those other dinosaurs are too busy to help, but he still matters. He still matters, and so does the little skeeter who stung him. That little mosquito still matters too. So this next picture is a comet falling to the earth, but we are like comets, each and every one of us. If you fall down, do you ever fall down? Have you fallen at school and you're like, ow, I hurt my knee, or you're like, oh no, I fell. And then like your ego, you're like, oh, I don't want anyone to see that I fell. But you fall down. You know it's okay to fall down. But like this comet, if you fall down, or like Earth, this comet's coming towards Earth, if you have to start all over again, it's called the Big Bang Theory. It's when there's rumors that this comet hit the Earth, science, and it destroyed all of those dinosaurs that we just saw. That's where the dinosaurs went. They went extinct. But like a comet, if you fall down, or even if you have to start all over again, even if you're like me or that giant planet and you're really gassy, guess what? Say it with me. You matter. So you could fall down, you could start all over again, and you could be super gassy. Guess what, my friends? You matter. Look at this. And then now we have like present day. We've seen an astronaut in space looking down at the Earth. Sometimes, like this astronaut, for them, sometimes home is very far away. And sometimes someone you love says goodbye. And look at that. You can see here in this picture, it looks like, you know, this little kid who's got a rocket ship. It looks like that he might be missing his mom or sister or friend up in the rocket ship. Sometimes someone you love says goodbye. And so they're up there in space and he's missing them, but he's got a rocket that kind of reminds us of them. And you can see this person down here in this picture. She's missing somebody too, and she's calling them. She's saying, hey, I miss you. How are you? That's a really wonderful thing to do, especially right now. Maybe call somebody if you miss them. Hi, I miss you. How important to say, right? So sometimes someone you love says goodbye. It happens. Well, sometimes you feel lost and alone. I can tell you, say it with me. You matter. Even when you feel lost and alone and sad, or you feel like someone said goodbye to you and you miss them terribly, know that you're not alone. Know that you matter. And you can see, so even when you're around all of those people, like in a big city, all of those people are there, and you're surrounded by all those people, you can still feel alone, but you're not. The people who love you and who are thinking of you, knowing that you matter. Like in this tree, we see someone walking their dog and their friend in front of them in a wheelchair, and they're really young and they're just starting off on this wonderful journey of life. And then there's some old friends over here sitting on a bench underneath this big, beautiful old tree. Old and young. The first to go and the last. So you can notice in this picture, the first birds to feed and the last one to feed. Whether or not old or young, the first to go and the last. The small stuff, too small to see. Let me see in this picture here, this little girl playing by an anthill. She doesn't see them. She's like just living her life. Even though it's too small to see, they still matter. And just like this little boy in this airplane looking down over the world as he gets ready to take off, it's good and important to remember that you matter. Let's go beyond the book for a moment, shall we? First of all, thank you, Christian Robinson, for this beautiful book of story and picture called You Matter. Parents and caretakers, kids at home, let's go beyond the book. What did we say today? You what? Matter. You what? Matter. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You what? Matter. Never forget this lesson. One of the things we learned in this book is if it's small or if it's really big, if it's challenging or if it's super easy, if you feel like you're surrounded by all these wonderful people or if you feel alone. The important thing to remember is that you still matter. You are loved, you are cherished, you are treasured, you are gold. And that's the best thing in the world, to know that you matter. And you don't need me to tell you. You just got to believe it, because you matter. That's like I always say, mantra time. We what? We go big. Because we have to celebrate this life that we live. We always be kind. We want to be kind to ourselves and to one another. And today's lesson of Be Kind is reminding ourselves that you matter. I matter. We matter. That's a lesson in kindness. And of course, third part of our mantra, our saying, our weekly phrase, be you. Because what? You matter. Now, parents and caretakers, there's wonderful opportunities to go beyond this book to learn about the history of dinosaurs, what happened to the dinosaurs, how Earth was created, or to even think about all those incredible things and specks and particles in life that you might see in a microscope. Take the opportunity to learn more. Go to your library, do a Google search, or just look deeper into the book by Christian Robinson. Now, guess what? It's sing-song time. Let's do it. Thanks, JJ. I'll see everybody next week.
You are wonderful, you're one of a kind, like a lucky star. You light up my life, so keep on smiling, keep on shining. Go big, be kind, be you. Now sing this to someone you love, someone you think is very special. You are wonderful, you're one of a kind, like a lucky star. You light up my life, so keep on smiling, keep on shining. Go big, be kind, be you. Anytime you're feeling sad and blue, remember you're special, 'cause there's only one you. You are wonderful, you're one of a kind, like a lucky star. You light up my life, so keep on smiling, keep on shining. Go big, be kind, be you. Thank you for singing with me, and always remember just how special you really are. Go big, be kind, be you. Go big, be kind, be you. La 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 la. 'Cause drag is magic, drag is for you, and drag is for me. Drag is for everyone, drag is cool, drag is fun.